that brings us to our question of the day, which is who's on your goalie Mount Rushmore? We did get one answer in chat that I got a highlight from MVT, Stephen Tao. We're
Absolutely.
going to change it. So he's got Lundqvist. That's on there. Fleury, Patrick Waugh, and because it's his Mount Rushmore, Braden Holtby.
This is
And
my
that's fair.
moment.
All right. So we created our own number fours here, our own top fours, our own Mount Rushmores for goalies.
We did. I want to take this time to. I feel like we should do something with like closers next week.
Closers, it is next week.
Yeah.
So get your thoughts in. Get us on the socials.
Because now I'm locked in on closers.
Mount Rushmore.
I'm about to go back
closers.
and watch prime Eric Gagne highlights.
Trevor Hoffman, Eric Gagne was what a moment that was, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm not going to put them in a particular order. These are just going to be, they're not organized. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4 as in like, this is first place overall. Or maybe it is. I don't know. Number 4, Dominic Hasek.
Yep. He's on there.
Dominator has to be on there for me.
That was one of my no doubters.
His style of play was just so outrageous. I replicated it in ball hockey as best I could. Like that was my favorite way to play goalie in ball hockey, was just limbs everywhere, big old poke checks, just swinging and all over the place. It's crazy town. It's got to be the Dominator. Got to be.
Love it.
Who do you got?
So I have Hasek on there. I'm gonna save my 4 because it's currently only penciled in. I have not.
Okay.
I'm open to change. So I'm gonna give you another obvious one with Hasek. Martin Brodeur.
Marty Brodeur has
Easy.
to be on the list.
Easy.
Yeah, I think that has to be on the list. His career numbers speak for themselves.
Fucking
but also
ridiculous.
He followed as Raw was finishing his career. He was the guy in there, and it was just kind of his shutout record is stupid. He also had the benefit of like one of the best defensive trap systems in the league ever. So good that they actually banned it. They said no more trap. Can't do that.
You're not allowed to do that. You're way too good at that.
You better stop that. Sound familiar, Philadelphia?
691 wins, 397 losses, 125 shutouts.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Career goals against 2.24, 91 save percentage, and his accolades are absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he's won everything and anything.
3 cups, 4 Vezinas. I believe he's the only goalie to be on a cover for NHL. They might have changed, but
since then, but yeah. I got a couple of guys that I'm going to mention that didn't quite make my list, but I think are important to talk about because I think we have, obviously Patrick Waugh on the list. I'm not going to pretend that he's not my number 1.
Right.
He is my number 1. I made no allusions to it, but I want to mention
I have Waugh, Hasek, and Brodeur, as I'm sure you did as well.
I think they all need to be on there. Some guys that don't really get the love that need the love. Eddie Belfour.
Yeah, I didn't even think about him.
Ed Belfour was an all-timer in terms of saves. He was elite in Chicago. Unfortunately, went to the Leafs and did what he could there. Kept losing in the Stanley Cup because everybody crushed him. Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yep.
Currently still playing.
He was one of the ones I wanted to talk about. He was on there.
Where you put Flower? Where you think he's a Hall of Fame career, right?
So, like I said, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. I have him fringe top 5. He was one of the guys I had like thoughts about for 4, which I'll say I currently have Jonathan Quick penciled in as my 4.
Yeah,
he's got all the cups.
I should have said that we have. I think I put a 90s forward.
Yeah, we did. It was 90s
onward. And the reason we did that is because I don't want to like disrespect the legends of the past, but like I was born in the 80s. And I watched, like, I remember watching
I was born in
hockey
'99,
growing up. Dub's born in the 90s, barely.
barely.
So, like, not really. I don't think it's fair. Obviously, we've seen highlights, but I don't want to play the game where it's like we're talking about, Wilt dropping, 100 points as if we saw the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And God,
not our generation.
I remember.
So, like, I feel
I
like
was
it's
there.
Bob Cousy. Cousy.
Bob Cousy was the best point guard. Holy
I feel like
Cross,
it's
let's
better.
go.
I feel like it's just better to do it that way, where we put a number on it. So the 90s forward is what we're looking at. Crawford is an interesting case study because Corey Crawford was lights
Ah,
out. He lights out for those
glove
Hawks
high.
teams. I know. Yeah.
Glove
How many
high.
cups? How many cups he got?
I know, but glove high.
Got the Stanley. He's got Lord Stanley. And then we got the guys that are
One of
still
those guys
currently
that's
playing
better
today.
on his stick side than his glove, and I'll never
Way
understand
better.
it.
No,
I'll
it makes no
never
sense.
understand it.
When I played goalie, always glove side. Stick side was impossible.
Yeah, that's
You shoot blocker high on me, forget about it. I gotta
yeah.
you create a hole. There's like it's a big gap here. Like just shoot for this spot or over it, and you
Right.
can't get to it. Not happening. But instead, they were just like glove high. Glove is easy because I played baseball too.
Baseball, right.
Glove is
That's
super
what's
easy.
always blown my mind about it because I was like, it's like fucking baseball. Like I
Just catch
understand the
it.
reaction time's crazy, but
Yeah, you just
like,
catch it.
yeah, being a professional goalie and being better on your stick side than your glove will never not
No, it doesn't make sense.
perplex me.
You got any other holdouts that you're thinking that we need to kind of mention there? Because there's just so many like incredible guys.
I wish Tuca got another one because it was Tim Thomas's cup. You know what I mean?
I feel like Tuca's got to be on the list, is he not?
He's fringe. I don't know.
Ronnie Hextall?
That's a good one. I was thinking. I just had it for Ryan Miller was really good for a minute. Luongo,
Carey Price
Carey Price.
is my 4. Carey Price is my number 4.
All of those guys I feel like are in the same kind of tier, but I felt like Quick was like the most dominant out of all of them. So that was why I went with
you ready for an unforgettable?
Yeah.
John Van Beesbrook.
Ooh. Ooh.
Where do we think Roberto Luongo belongs on this list?
He's in there. He's
Bobby Lou's got to be in there. All-time Twitter follow.
Yeah, he was a guy I hated for a long time because of the Canucks thing, and then he grew on me as I got older.
Yeah, he went back to Florida.
Right, I was like, he's kind of funny. He's
Jonathan Quick.
That's why I feel like Quick might be my 4. I want to put Tuca on there. I feel like Tim Thomas needs some love.
Pekka Rinne.
Oh, Pekka Rinne was a monster for a second. Cam Ward.
What about the Kipper? Mika Kiprasov.
I can't. Oh my God. I have him in my phone, but I didn't put it in my actual computer notes. Fuck, you're right. I can't believe I didn't even say. It took that long to say fucking Kiprasov. I fucking love Kiprasov. Those Flames teams. I used to play with them in Shell all the time with Iginla, Phaneuf, Kiprasov. Oh my God, those teams were the best.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that deserve. I'm going to throw one other unforgettable at you, and then I think we can move to our NHL
I get unforgettable all day.
I love unforgettable.
I got a couple like side things before we could get to the
let's do it.
Power
Nikolai Habibulin.
Oh yeah, he was good too. Backstrom was good for a second too.
Absolutely. These are like this is it.
Red Wings.
Chris Osgood.
Yeah, he was really good. Jimmy Howard, he was hot for a second. That was who I was thinking. It was Jimmy Howard. But yeah, Osgood too. I didn't even think of him. Vasilevsky? Where do we put Vasilevsky?
He's got to be up there all time. Like eventually, when he calls it, man, it's going to be tough to argue with his place in history.
His resume is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's the problem. We're at a point now where the people that we watched growing up that retired so long, like guys retired, and it's like, oh, where do they sit? And it's like, shit, they're they're way ahead stat wise versus the guys that I watched. It's hard. Like I
So
watched
far,
Patrick Waugh
dude,
and Martin Brodeur growing. That's my childhood. And at some
Pasternak
point,
has
I
60 less goals than Marchand, and he's played like 600 less games. And
yeah,
you think like all the goals, like all the times I've seen Marchand score in my Bruins life, it's just crazy that.
Connor McDavid's gonna get to 1,000, and we're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yep.